Hello and welcome back, Skeleton Crew, to another Ragnarok Vloggentary. And today, we're headed to the San Diego Zoo. Look at Baney carrying his chocolate milk. And look at that lion. How impressive is that? There's another lion over there in the back. It's a real lion-heavy entrance. Look at this thing. Which is it, bronze? I don't know. Why am I asking? Does anyone actually know? But anyhow, I grew up in San Diego, and the zoo, the world-famous San Diego Zoo, ruined all other zoos for me. Like, I live in Nashville now, and we frequent the zoo fairly often, but it's most definitely two different experiences. I mean, both have animals, but the size of the San Diego Zoo and just the almost overwhelming amount of animals they have. It's two different experiences. Don't get me wrong, though. I do very much enjoy the Nashville Zoo. But I'm also glad we get to visit San Diego and have an opportunity to go to this zoo anytime we're out there. What are you running your mouth about? Flamingos. They look kind of reddish. That's an intense, rich pink over there on the side. Back here, but no, am I wrong? That is a real deep, powerful pink. It's almost red. It's fascinating. Nothing smells worse at the zoo than flamingos. They smell terrible. Hotspot. Flamingo hotspot. There's a little info for you, if you care to read that. Excuse me. Yeah, tell me I'm wrong, though. Go and check out, when you go to see a flamingo exhibit, wherever, tell me it doesn't stink. Beanie Boy?
You ate ground popcorn?
Oh yeah, Bane ate popcorn off the ground at the zoo here in Nashville. He does stuff like that. Look at that bird. I don't think it's a part of the zoo, but still. Heading down to the Australia section.
That looks like a safari.
It looks like a safari.
I think they're totem poles.
We've done a safari at Disney's Animal Kingdom. And apparently that experience imprinted on Bane. Birds. Birds of the Down Under. Bane. Not a bird.
You see the different kind of birds in there? Oh, this is kind of a weird... Well, it's a weird little habitat because the birds are so small.
It is a weird habitat. I do remember feeling that way while I was there.
Kookaburra.
Such a big habitat, but so kind of like far away from the walking path.
Come this way.
You know, you would need binoculars to really
See, right here.
get a good look at the bird. Kookaburra. And that thing. See ya. More birds.
Oh, it flew away.
The cool thing about the San Diego Zoo is it can be home to an incredible amount of, like, a wide variety of animals. Since the weather is so perfect there. Easy to adapt to.
It's hard to see.
I would imagine. I am kind of just saying things. I don't really know. I'm not a biologist, but I would imagine that's the case. It makes sense to me. What are we looking at here?
His name is McLovin.
McLovin.
He's supposed to have a birthday.
Looks like we're going that way.
Yeah, baboons,
In Africa.
elephants, and more. We're going to Africa.
Africa rocks. That's what that sign said.
Are you on the phone?
Yeah, I am holding your hand, baby.
Is this African
I'll see you if it
plant life?
These are
are just poison ivy flowers.
no.
Some wild looking.
If I did,
What would you call those? Is it a succulent? Is that what it's considered?
Yeah, looks like it.
I don't know about plants either. Don't mess with these things.
what is that?
It's a baboon.
Do not mess with the baboons.
I see it. Oh, his butt is in my face.
Here, look at them.
A little bit.
What do you- What a life. You know what I mean? Like, there is that whole thought of, like, are zoos inhumane? But then you look at a zoo like this, and it's just kind of... I mean, these baboons would be doing exactly this in the wild. The only difference, really, is that they're not having to worry about being eaten by things or having to forage for food. So, I guess it just depends on the zoo and the habitat or enclosure or whatnot. What am I doing here? Trying to be artsy?
That's so adorable.
Oh, it's so adorable.
It's adorable.
Oh, it is. It is pretty adorable. Little deer-looking thing. What are those things on the side? They look rodent-ish.
Look who's in here.
There it is again. On the left now. It's groundhog?
Oh, just a picture.
Must be some sort of groundhog. It's nice that they get to live together.
Look at that.
Do you think they enjoy that? The two different species of animal cohabitating the same space?
It's a trumpeter hornbill.
Look at that beak.
I imagine like
Whoa.
berries and nuts and bugs, fruits, figs, and other things of that nature.
Is there another one in here? Or just other bird? Oh, there it is. There's the other one.
Trumpeter or no? Hornbill.
You know, the fencing really obstructs the view of the camera. Serval. It's a serval.
No, leopard. No, leopard.
Serval.
Where is it? Was there? There we go. Dude. It's a majestic looking beast. I'm allergic to cats, and I've always wondered if I'd be allergic to, you know, cats like this. I mean, it stands to reason I would be, right? But at the same time, is it like house cat specific? My allergy. Mavy man. Mavy man. Those adorable little curls. He gets that from Daddy. My hair does that too. Maverick is a wild animal. Belongs in a zoo. He is. And of all my children, he's by far the most wild. By leaps and bounds. What's this thing? Are we looking at the front or the back of it? Anyway. Elephant Odyssey. And another baboon. A bane boon. Animals of Southern California's past. Prehistoric animals of Southern California. It's prehistoric, right? No, it's not prehistoric. Yeah, it is prehistoric. Technically, 12,000 years ago. So these are the animals of then and now. I think I like the then animals more than the now. I think it's terrifying. Devil bird. Tigers. Why is there a tiger on that sign?
There are 2 snakes. One pretty fat.
Bane. There's 2 snakes. One's pretty fat. I mean, he's not wrong.
Small animals like mice and stuff, rats. No.
Of course he did.
What is that other one?
They're both rattlesnakes.
Now,
Is that what?
when we were talking about animals being
Looks like it's eyes are open.
in the enclosures, do you think the snakes need more room to roam, or do you think they care?
Pass from time.
Yeah, look at that.
Do they have more room, like behind the scenes, or are they just in those tanks?
I can see a little pass.
These things. Weird looking.
That was so cool. It's like the one from the picture.
It is, yeah.
See?
Oh, wait. No, they're not that weird looking. One looked like it had stripes, and it threw me off.
I see it.
Camel. Pain.
Why are you doing that, okay?
You don't want to look at the camel?
I understand. So, is the whole storing water in its hump a myth? I think it is. I think it's actually fat reserves or something like that. Something I watched recently on YouTube went into the actual anatomy of a camel. From what I understand, from what I recall, but I could be making it up. Growing up, you always hear that camels store water in their humps and elephants never forget. And apparently, elephants are afraid of mice, like in Dumbo. But I feel like that's a trope that goes beyond Dumbo, and I can't imagine that. I wonder where that comes from. Is it just the comedy of it all? The idea of an elephant being afraid of a mouse? Because the size. Look at this thing. It's not huge, but if this was walking towards me, just out in the open, that would be fair. That would be really unsettling. Like, this absolutely at one point was a dinosaur.
Hey, guys, stop.
Right? Tapir. Tapir. Tapir? Tapir. Tapir.
Are you moving?
His nose is
Weird looking, you know? Animals are so bizarre. The various shapes and sizes and, you know, features. A jaguar. Out of all the killer cats, I feel like this one seems the most cuddly. But can I cuddle a jaguar? Or would it spark up my allergies? Look at its spots. Jaguar spots are way cooler than leopard and cheetah. I'm saying that right now. Much more intricately speckled. Look at that. It's like a magic eye. If you cross your eyes, you'll see a hidden image. One day I want to put it to a test. One day I want to put my face next to a jaguar and see if my eyes start to water and my nose begins to stuff. There were lions in Southern California. Jaguars, lions. So wild to think that. Okay, so now this enclosure, I feel like a lion would want a little more space, don't you?
The size of those balls.
What?
The size of those balls.
You would notice that.
I was looking at the lion's
Like things with big balls.
jewels. I mean, they're right there out in the open. How can you not? A little modesty, is that too much to ask for?
Okay, bye.
Bontebak. Did I say that right? Even if I didn't, there it is. Bontebak. What a life. What do you think they think about? Do you think they think about anything? Speckles. Oh, it's a lesser kudu. You're not a lesser kudu. You're a perfectly fine, average kudu. Where are you? Is that you? Yeah, look at you. Wait, are you the kudu?
Yeah.
The lesser kudu? What is the average kudu? What is the more kudu? Is it more? Most kudu? Lesser? Least? Most? Polar bears. Polar bears in Southern California. That's about right. That's a perfect representation of what a polar bear in Southern California is. There are other polar bear, the same of your kind, out there falling into the water on the melting ice caps, struggling to find food, and you're sunning your nethers laying on your back. Very not polar-esque. Do you think that the fur has changed in color to adapt to its surroundings? Like, since it's not around snow, it doesn't need to be bright white. And look at the size of this thing. If this was angry with you, you would stand no conceivable chance. Siberian reindeer. Sven. There he is. Do you want to build a snowman? Well, you got a limp. Does it look like he's got a limp? Maybe the antlers are too heavy. Look at the rack on him or her. Didn't they say that female reindeer actually grow the antlers or something? Am I making that up? Arctic. There's nothing Arctic about Southern
What
California.
animal is this?
Come on.
What wild creature is that?
That's my wife.
Do you think it bites? Ah, it's escaped.
Sometimes she thinks I'm funny. Not very often, though.
Mountains.
I love her.
They're everywhere.
But yeah, there's nothing Arctic about Southern California. So to say this is the Arctic aviary is... No, it's the Southern California aviary. You guys are supposed to be cold. Okay. Anyway. Duck, duck, dive! That'd be a fun game to play. Maverick. And my beard. The scoop on stripes. Didn't read that. Zebra. So the lions get a little-ish area. And the zebras get all this space? Doesn't seem fair. Just no urgency in any of these animals. Well, that's what happens when you have nothing to fear. But I'm just saying, real California attitudes, stereotypical Southern California attitudes in a lot of these animals. Stellars. A sea eagle. A sea eagle. A seagull? What? No. This thing would rip a seagull in half. Look at that thing. You think birds have souls? Of course they don't. Look at that thing. This is a harpy eagle. Oh, are we on Eagle Ridge? Where's this thing? This is a pretty good habitat for like an eagle, don't you think? Space to fly, maybe not to soar, but definitely to fly. Bane wrote a song about harpy eagles. It's pretty good. Those shoes he's wearing gave his poor little feet blisters. And to this day, I feel bad that he had to walk all this time in the zoo. See how he was walking? Poor fella had blisters on his feet. They were Vans, too. And the weird thing is, they fit before we left Nashville. And then we got there, and all of a sudden, they were ripping his feet apart. Maybe if you wore higher socks, it wouldn't have done that. I don't know. Got him new shoes. He didn't spend the whole trip out there in those terrible shoes. We swapped him out. Am I allergic to you? You're fluffy. Look at this. Yeah, Jaguar spots are much better. I mean, roughly they look exactly the same. But no, the spotting is most definitely distinctively different. Less of a abstract variety of spots. Less intricate spots on the leopard. Yet leopard print is the more popular. Which is interesting. Maybe it means they're easier to hunt. Red panda. Never met nobody like you. It's not nearly as big as it is in turning red. Is this what she was supposed to turn into? I don't know, where's the monkey? There's the monkey. Oh.
Just like that fillful lunch that we had that one day.
Oh, there you are.
Fillful lunch that we had that one day. Remember that?
That thing is much bigger than I imagined it would be.
Great big blue whale. Yeah.
Mavy Mav.
Where's the blue whale at?
Wifey wife. Blue whale.
Or a humpback.
What are you talking about? Oh.
Picture was.
Wait, what? Once upon a time, I think I was in 7th grade, maybe. A baby gray whale was beached on the shores of San Diego somewhere. And they took it to SeaWorld, and they kept it at SeaWorld and rehabilitated it. But we got to go and see a baby gray whale swim around a tank for a minute. That's pretty cool. I tell a lot of people that. I wonder if that's what my wife was referencing earlier, but maybe not. Hey, look at these. These penguins are always so fun to me. And they're always like my favorite thing to see at SeaWorld. Not so much at the zoo, because there's other things at the zoo, but whenever we'd go to SeaWorld growing up, I always wanted to go and just like hang in the penguin enclosure and just watch them. Because they had these like outside penguins that could hang in the warm weather, and then they had the inside cold penguins. And I never could understand, like, the idea of penguins not in the cold.
What about penguins? They
But
stink.
one day I figured out that much like there's different kinds of everything else, all other animals, there's different kinds of penguins. What's up with him smacking glass? It's probably because he's 6. West African dwarf crocodile. And that just sounds adorable. But it's not. It's a dinosaur. Just like the rest of its kind. Killing machines from an age long ago.
Man,
Really, that's what they are. They're dinosaurs.
Look up right there.
Pretty cool, though. That's majestic. My wife's trying to keep Baney wrangled. Which works sometimes, but oftentimes he's a maniac. But it's okay. The backside of water. Good for you, those of you who get the reference. This is a fun little silhouette, fun little shot here. Peaceful. My boys in rare form. Peaceful, not causing havoc, as they so often do. Hey, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed our little stroll around the zoo and enough to visit leallegacy.com. And thanks for being a friend and telling a friend. See ya.